Hi everyone, welcome to part 3. I'm going to show you how to get started with our Universal Design and Accessibility module in our Community of Practice. What you'll do is you'll click on the link in our modules area of the course. When you get in here, you'll see, as usual, the objectives and overview here listed, and the checklist of activities. Similar to part 2, you will have a set of experiments to choose from. So let me go over what those will be. We're going to have everyone complete experiment A, and then you will choose one additional experiment from 3 choices. And I'll go over all of these in a moment. Then, similar to part 2, you will write up the results and insights you have from your experiment into a part 3 blog post. There are some resources here for you to review. And then there's experiment 3A. So experiment 3A is one we have everyone do, and that is to allow you to explore the CAST framework for Universal Design for Learning. This is an extensive resource that faculty have told us that they return to again and again when they are looking to increase accessibility and inclusion in their courses. It is an extensive framework, as I mentioned, and so you'll want to give yourself time to explore this. There is a helpful tutorial link here on how to find everything on the CAST site, and I think you'll really appreciate both recognizing some practices that you've been using and maybe see those in a new light, but also be exposed to additional practices that you could implement. I'd like you to all review this site and choose 2 to 3 checkpoints to talk about in your blog post. You can apply those checkpoints to courses you're teaching now or courses you might be teaching in the future. From there, you're going to choose either experiment 3B, C, or D. 3B is using our Blackboard Ally tool. This is an incredible tool that Blackboard has created that allows us to determine the accessibility of course materials. It allows students the opportunity to access these materials in a variety of formats. So what you'll see here in this experiment are not only some resource areas that you can look to learn more about Ally, but a chance for you to practice with one of your own documents or own set of materials and see how they measure up. So this is a really great experiment if you're looking to upgrade the quality and accessibility of your course materials. Rebecca is leading, I'll go back. Lisa is leading this experiment, so if you have any questions about that, reach out to her. Rebecca is leading an experiment on expanding inclusive teaching practices online. She has some excellent resources for you to explore. I just reviewed them yesterday and am really excited to have you explore these. What you'll want to allow time for is to set up a meeting with Rebecca to discuss these resources and your ideas. So this experiment is not only reviewing the materials, but it's also having a meeting with Rebecca. Experiment 3D follows a similar format. I will be leading this experiment, and it's about course design as an inclusion practice. I have some resources for you to explore, and then you will also set up a meeting with me. If you're interested in this experiment, you'll be setting up a meeting with me to talk about your course or a course you might be teaching and how course design creates an inclusive environment. So that is part 3. As usual, I have some explore on your own items here. I've included this site from One Higher Ed, and they have an area of their website called Equity Unbound. And these are resources from practitioners from around the world. So again, just maybe it's not an experiment you do, but it might be a resource that you can take out of the course and look at later if you're looking for a broader perspective. So go ahead and get started, and let me know if you have questions. Take care.